Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
CoDTooth&Claw.
Tooth&Claw. Yes. This is the Chronicles
It's been a week.
Chronicles of Darkness. um, Vampire the Requiem with William Ravelowe, Prophecy and Sacrifice. Episode 3. Quick recap. So, William found out that his sire has tainted some of his memories and he can't remember things as they had actually happened. He only remembers what she wants him to remember. So his new coterie mates, Nux and Juliet, told him about a guy who might be able to help him, but the memories it's worse than just having tainted memories. She's actually like implanted something in there to keep his memories from being fixed. So now he's out looking for somebody called the Keeper, and he has found himself in Poland because another member of the Ordo has information about the Keeper, but he's only willing to give it to William if William does an errand for him, getting some old lost Ordo notes that were lost during World War II, when a bunch of Ordo Dracul fled Poland when it was invaded. So he is in Poland. He's been questioned by the sheriff, and he's set up in a hotel, the Hotel Monopole. And
You should totally look up. It's gorgeous.
It's a beautiful hotel. Actually, Vorklaw is very pretty, which is where they are. So he's there, and him, Nux, Juliet, and his child Rose. Did I miss anything important?
My ghoul V is there, but
Oh right, yes, your ghoul V.
do
is
we
also
include
there.
ghouls? Are we that egalitarian, or
I mean, I don't really have plans for her being part of them.
some kindred would be like, "Are you going to mention your shoes and your cell phone as well?" Of course, you have them. Not us,
All right,
buddy.
so no, it's not us, buddy. So you are supposed to meet with the prince today. But she goes by Madam President.
Madam President.
Yes, and her name is Anka.
Were any arrangements made for me to be picked up at the hotel or anything like that?
No, you're supposed to await instructions.
Await instructions, but they have my number, so.
Yeah.
All right.
So you and Rose have your own room. V is right across the hall, and Nux and Juliet are next door.
Right.
So we'll say it's the next night, the night you're supposed to meet Anka.
Okay.
And did you sleep during the day, or did you try to stay awake?
I'm going to take advantage. We don't have feeding rights yet, so I'm not gonna burn any extra vitae staying awake. So yeah, I will sleep.
Okay. So when you wake up the next night, you see that there is an envelope that was slid underneath your door. It's unsealed and it has your name written on it.
Flip it open.
It is saying you will be meeting Anka at the cocktail bar by Incognito. It gives you an address, and then it's signed the sheriff. And he says, I think Poland gets dark because it's fall time. We'll say like 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Or no, let's do 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. I think it's dark by then in the fall.
All right. How much time do I have?
We'll say you got like about an hour, maybe a little less than an hour.
All right. Quick little smartphone doodad. How long will it take me to get there?
It's very close. You could actually walk there, and it'll take you probably like roughly 10 minutes or so.
All right. That gives me time for a shower and a fresh
Let
set
me
of
look at the
clothes.
map. Yeah, it's literally like about 2 blocks from where you are. It's not far.
Okay. Quick shower, quick change of clothes, and when Rose is up, I'll be meeting with Madam President shortly.
Just you, or aren't we all supposed to meet her?
I don't know if everybody's supposed to, but you're certainly welcome.
That's the rules, isn't it?
I think a representative can do it. That being said, it is better if we all go. You're right.
Fine.
I want to go. No, make me go. As I'm walking out the door,
She's
muttering. I'm muttering
she's your
literally.
child.
Yeah, I'm muttering as I go out the door to go to the other hotel room. Like, embrace a college kid and get a 7-year-old and say you can't embrace children. Knock, knock, knock.
Nux answers the door. He's dressed. Hey.
Invitation from Madam President. Ready to get going in a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Let Juliet know. It's about a 10-minute walk, so let's be ready.
All right.
And
He closes the door.
go over to V's room. Knock, knock.
Oh, hello, William. I saw somebody slip something under your door a little while ago.
That is our invitation. Did you sleep well?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Have you had breakfast? You're good?
Yes, I'm good.
All right. We're going to a club nearby. I wanted to ask if you'd like to come along.
It's all right. I kind of wanted to just look around on my own.
All right. Be very, very careful. New lands, new kindred. Just be aware.
Well, maybe I will go with you. If it's a club or a bar, I could use the information.
It lets us announce that you are part of our group.
All right, I'll be ready.
All right. All right. So, yeah,
Okay.
just wait for everybody. When everybody's set, head over to the club.
Head on over. It's a cool autumn night. There's not a lot of people out and about, but there are some people out and about as you make your way through the streets. The cocktail bar by Incognito is in what's called the Market Square of Wroclaw. It's like tucked in a corner. The entryway is sort of like arched, but like right over the entryway is a sign that says Incognito. It's like lit up in white and it's on like a black background. They have a patio out in front that people can eat at during like warmer times. The building, like the bottom half of the building is yellowish and then the top half is green. You can hear the music from inside and people talking, drinks being, shaken and stirred. When you walk in, it's a small little bar, but it's like part of the room has like brick, and it's almost kind of like arched inside. There's a bar along the side, um, made of a darker wood. the bartenders are wearing like button-up shirts and pants with black vests. It's kind of a really fancy bar. And in the back corner, sitting at one of the booths, you can tell she's Kindred. She has long blonde hair, straight, and she's wearing like kind of like a cocktail dress that's got silver sparkles. And in her hand is a glass of wine.
Well, she better
And
drink
as soon
it
as
quick
you
before
guys,
it doesn't scab over.
right, as soon as all of you walk in, she looks right at you and doesn't stop staring.
Do I get the impression there are any other kindred here? Bodyguards, adjutants?
You do recognize one of the women who was with
The
Nicodine.
sheriff? Yeah.
Yeah, who was with the sheriff. She was the one with the long red hair.
Cool.
You notice her. She's standing not right next to Anka, who you're assuming is Anka, but she is standing like off to the side by the bar.
We'll give her a polite little nod as we make our way over and wave absolutely friendly. Are there a lot of humans around? Like there's the staff, but
It's like there's the staff, but there are some humans around. It's not super crowded because it's still kind of early in the night, but there are some other people around.
just the same, I'm going to do my nice little masquerade act and just sort of walk over to Madam President's table.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I'm there, just like the way that I'm physically acting suggests that I'm having a friendly conversation with somebody I know. But my words are a bit more subdued under the excellent choice of music, by the way. And just, Madam President.
You must be William.
Yes. My associates.
Do your associates have names?
I didn't want to presume that I was telling you something you already knew. Juliet, Nux, my child.
She's sitting with her legs crossed and she's got like one arm. Sorry.
No.
She's sitting back with like one arm up, very relaxed.
My partner Nux, associate Juliet, my child Rose, and my ghoul V.
I was told you have a ghoul.
We extended the invitation to her. She felt it would be wise to meet you and make herself known.
I am told you are the leader of this little group.
Insofar as leadership goes, yes. I prefer to think of us as a democracy. May we sit?
Well, I don't need to talk to all of you.
May I ask if we have feeding rights?
You have feeding rights here in the market square, yes.
If you guys want to catch some breakfast. Everybody.
Yeah, they just go.
Okay. If V wants to hang out, she's welcome to. Otherwise, I'll just be like, feel free to get a drink at the bar. I'll be there in a moment.
She goes to get a drink at the bar.
Cool. In that case,
she's kind of just like she's scoping the place from a business perspective.
All right. Slide into the booth.
There's like a chair across from, so you can sit across from her.
We'll sit there.
She puts her hands, her elbows on the table and laces her very long fingers that have extremely sharp red nails and stares at you. So, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Well, we lost Kevin. I'm sure he'll be back. And he's back. He's back. Hello,
Becoming a trend.
Kevin?
I'm here.
Yes, it is. There you are. Okay.
All right. So
Did you hear?
I didn't hear what she said. She laced her fingers and stares at me.
Oh, it's there, and she said, "So, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?"
It's a very big book. What page would you like to turn to?
Why don't you tell me why you're here?
My sire has tampered with my memories. I'm told that there's a specialist in your country who might be able to help me resolve that. So here I am.
That's right. You're looking for Dr. Frank.
I know nothing about them at this point, other than I'm supposed to find them.
Hmm.
Beyond that, I'm looking forward to taking in some of the sights of your beautiful city. I've really got to say, the interview with your sheriff felt very civil, and it's a beautiful town. It's a curse of my clan that we feel aloof. I'm aware of my ego. I do my best not to let it ride free. So, forgive me if I'm not as enthusiastic to talk about myself as other Ventrue might be. But I am an open book. Please feel free to ask anything.
I hear that you are friends with werewolves.
Well, I'd count one as a friend. I'd like to think I can get along with other ones. I've worked with one. It's challenging, but all the best things tend to be.
And you come from New Orleans?
Chicago, in my breathing days. I was embraced in New Orleans. There I served as a hound, or I suppose the term would be deputy, lesser sheriff, for a few years. I've also been in England, but, well, I can't remember that time very clearly. Hence.
What was your sire's name?
Josephine of the Dragolescu.
I believe I've heard of her.
You have my sincere regret for that.
She is,
Nefarious?
yes.
I can relate to that.
Especially among our kind.
kindred, or
From
perhaps you mean something else?
specifically European kindred. Especially those of us who were around during the war.
Nux has some stories about that.
Hmm.
Most of the people in my coterie, to one extent or another, have suffered by her works, including myself. I did not ask for my embrace. In fact, it was unsanctioned. I had to work very hard to earn my place.
Hmm. That's unfortunate.
I believe in making the most of a situation. This is
I see.
an opportunity. And there's no sense living in regret. If it hadn't happened, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you.
Hmm. So you said you don't fancy yourself the leader of your
I,
little group?
I suppose if someone had to take that role, it would come to me. I just prefer not to think of it in terms of leadership because that tends to imply followers, and I think of them as partners.
Are any of them going to be causing problems in my city, Mr. Ravelowe?
I don't think so. If any of them would, it would be Nux, but Nux can. He was also one of the deputies in New Orleans, so I would. I would
We
hold
call them
faith.
bailiffs.
Bailiffs, nice. Well, as a bailiff, he certainly knows how to control himself. He puts on a big show, but when push comes to shove, he knows how to contain himself. I don't tend to associate with kindred with no self-control. With the beast inside, we don't have that luxury, or people die.
I see. So, you are looking for Dr. Frank.
Yes.
And do you know how to find the doctor?
Unfortunately not.
Hmm.
Nicodeme wasn't exactly forthcoming. I think he was waiting until you and I had met and you'd given your full approval, which I understand.
It's not hard to find. Well, you never really find Dr. Frank. No one has ever actually really seen the doctor. But to get in touch with Dr. Frank, you're going to need some money. I assume you have that.
A bit.
Not American dollars.
I'm sure I can find a currency exchange.
Hmm.
Euros, then?
Sorry, my screen went a little wonky. What did you say?
Euros, then?
I think that's the currency in Poland, isn't it? I don't know.
At that
Sorry,
time?
I don't know.
I'll just leave it
It's
to you.
gotta be.
I can find a currency exchange.
Yeah, euros. I should have known that.
Does the doctor take PayPal?
No. So if you want to get in touch with Dr. Frank, all you have to do is simply find her current mailbox, I guess you can say.
That Seems like a needle in a
It's
haystack.
usually here.
Here in this bar?
Well, no. Usually it can be found here in the market square, really all over Poland. But specifically here in Wrocław, you'll find it here in the market square somewhere. You're going to be looking for a bolt, not a lightning bolt,
Like a screw?
like a screw bolt.
Mm.
Yes.
A literal one?
No, there'll be a drawing. You'll be able to tell it's the right one because you'll be able to see it differently than humans.
Ah.
You just leave a note with what you want, along with some money. And if the money is enough, then one of her agents will leave another note for you to find.
Any idea what enough constitutes?
Depends on what you're asking.
Then. You asked about werewolves earlier. Do you mind if I ask why?
There are a lot of them here, Mr. Ravelowe.
In the city or in Poland at large?
In Poland, at large, they're not very big on the city.
Somewhat surprising. My experiences in America say that they absolutely adore cities.
Really.
Absolutely. What they seek oftentimes has the greatest degree of potential corruption through human interaction. Means it takes more monitoring.
No. Here in Poland, I mean, you can find them in the city, but they like to stay elsewhere.
Well, I hope under pleasant circumstances I can chat with them. I'm always interested in the other supernaturals we share the world with.
Just be careful which ones you're chatting with.
Anybody you'd warn me away from?
I think it's better if people learn on their own.
Fair enough. Very familiar mantra. Well, as may I assume we have your permission to stay in the city for some time?
As long as you abide by the rules.
Of course. And very reasonably stated. Is there anything that we might be of assistance with while we're here?
Not at the moment.
Well, you have our information. If there is anything you need, or if you just want to chat about the world at large as far as I can share it, you know how to reach me.
Yes, I do.
Well, is there anything else I could tell you about? I'm at your disposal, Madam President.
Is there anything else you want to tell me about?
That feels like a test. I could wax philosophic and tell a number of tales that would take many nights. And as enjoyable as your company is, I'm afraid I might be wasting your time with prattle you're not interested in.
Hmm.
Everyone seems rather interested in the events of Hurricane Katrina.
Is there anything you would like to share about that?
It was a nightmare. There were countless horrific beings emerging from a rift into spirit realms, which werewolves understand far better than we do, or at least most of us. I saw a number of things. I saw kindred with eyes that flashed in the light. I saw people warped by things emerging from a rift. I saw werewolves doing battle in the street. I saw frantic and hysterical humans seeking shelter. I had to learn strange arts from reclusive kindred to participate in that at all.
Hmm. You can feel like her eyes are almost like looking right through you.
I am telling no lies. It is my intention, Madam President, to be as honest with you as I can be.
Did anybody say that you were lying?
No. But it is my experience that kindred are, by default, calculating with the truth at the best of times. It's measured out like medicine. And in all honesty, I think that kindred who I ultimately shouldn't trust find it unbalancing how straightforward I am. And kindred who are worth trusting find it refreshing. I'm not here to play any games with anyone. I frankly find them exhausting. We have all of eternity, and we have the potential to do some real good and learn some amazing things in that time. So the concept of terrestrial kindred politics in general holds little interest to me beyond the preservation of the rights of your fellow kindred and your fellow kind. I've never been to a Carthian city, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the differences are.
All right. Well, don't you have somebody to be looking for?
I certainly do. Stand up. Madam President, thank you for your time and your company.
Mr. Ravelowe? Anytime.
Step over to the bar. You ready?
Sure.
Settle her tab for her. Look over at the bailiff at the bar. Friendly nod. And off we go.
She just stares at you. She doesn't nod back.
Well, I do have striking looks, one. Who am I kidding? We all do. We're
Okay,
all
so
beautiful.
I think all of you do actually.
True.
I'm pretty sure Nux does.
Even our Nosferatu are
Yep.
a little too pretty.
It's true. Josu.
Martinet.
Well, Juliet has striking looks too.
That's I know.
She's prettier than you.
I've noticed. All right.
Oh, poor Rose doesn't have striking looks.
She will.
Okay. So when you walk out, when you walk out of the bar, there's like a little, in like the middle of the, because the marketplace is kind of like, there are two sections that are like open, and then the buildings are like around it.
Mhm.
And in the one section you are in, there's like a tent sort of thing with like tables and chairs, and you can see Juliet is sitting on top of a table next to a table that Nux and Rose are sitting at. Nux is leaning back smoking a cigarette, and Rose is playing on her phone.
Nice. Step outside. Okay. We're looking for an icon of a screw bolt.
What?
And then I leave a packet of money and a note there and hope it's enough.
What are you gonna say in the note? Please tell me where the secret Ordo notes are.
Uh, basically, but a little more politely. uh, I represent a kindred who is seeking some notes which may be in your possession. You know, would you be willing to meet for further discussion and payment? First, we got to find the little drawing, which allegedly is the doctor's mailbox. Aside from that, I don't know. But the market square we're in is the feeding rights. That's where we can do our thing. So everybody knows.
Well, we already fed while you were talking to the prince, so if you need to feed, then you should.
I'm okay for now. I think we should probably start looking.
Rose reluctantly gets up. Nux puts out his cigarette. Julia gets up off the table. So do you think we should split up? Look together? Just around here somewhere?
I was thinking we should probably split up. All right. Everybody alone, small groups, stick together. It's not a very large area as far as I can tell, but we have
But
phones.
is it just this area, or I mean, could it be anywhere?
Supposedly it's the market square.
So there are like two separate areas that are each, one's like a square and one's more rectangle-y.
Put on my sunglasses and spend a vitae to activate my ectoplasmic sight.
Okay. You see two guys hanging like right outside the incognito bar. They're dressed sort of like Poland 20-ish clothes. 1920s.
Saunter over to them.
They're speaking in Polish.
Balls.
Do you still walk over to them?
Yeah.
Dobranoc.
Dobranoc.
Jak się masz?
Do you speak English?
Nie. Mówię po polsku.
Does another one of you speak English? Do you know someone who speaks English?
They just turn back to each other and start talking in Polish.
Okay, then.
You hear them say something that only you can guess is ignorant American.
I'm like, the fact that I speak German, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't speak German to these guys.
No, that would be a bad idea.
It would be a faux pas.
Yes, it would. Oh shit, I didn't put the thing on repeat. So annoying that you have to put it on repeat every time you change a song. Okay. So V walks over to you. Excuse me. I heard you said you need money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I took the liberty of getting us some euros so that we would have the proper currency here.
Bless you, V. You're invaluable. How much are we talking about in hard currency?
Well, I only got about 500 American dollars converted, but I could always get more. It's just I'm not sure that there are currency exchanges open at night.
Well, it's fall. They're probably still open at this hour. Would you mind looking into that?
Sure. Here's what I have so far, and here's some paper and pen so that you can write your note.
What would I do without you? All right.
All right, so I'll go see if that currency exchange is still open. How much more do you think you'll need?
Let me check my gear. Let's say 5,000.
I'll call you when I have it.
Should be right around here. Go back to the table. Okay, so I'm assuming at least one of us speaks Polish.
Juliet has already started looking like under the tables and like the chairs around this like little area. The pots that have the plants in, she's already looking.
Okay, we did not prepare adequately for this, but let's just hope English is still a prevalent language everywhere. So sit down, write a note. Esteemed Dr. Frank, I represent a party interested in some notes you may have acquired during the last Great War. If possible, could we arrange a meet for the potential purchase of said documents? As a show of good faith and for your time, enclosed, I hope is suitable remuneration. Sign it W. Ravelowe, and underneath the hotel.
Okay. It's actually, sorry, the paper that V gave you was hotel stationery.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So just omit the name of the hotel then.
Okay. Juliet comes back. So I don't see anything in this, canopy table section. Probably best if we just split up.
All right then. We won't be too far apart if anything untoward should happen, so try to keep in sight of somebody else. Anything happens, meet back here.
Okay. I'm gonna go over there to that other little squarish, rectangular area.
Nice. All right.
I'll try to keep in sight because I don't have a cell phone.
V, make a note. We need a cell phone for Juliet.
V already went to the currency exchange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
V, note. Cell phone for Juliet. Cell phones for everyone.
Nux just stands up. Yeah, I'll go with her. I have a cell phone.
Rose?
I guess I'm with you, Dad.
Unless you'd rather look around on your own, sweetums.
Let's be honest. I'm probably not going to even look.
Why did you come along?
Because we were going to Poland. I wanted to see Poland.
We wouldn't want to see Poland. Fine. Whatever. Incidentally, though, if the weird little thing that's been planted in my head later moves on to try to do something awful to you and I have no control over it, just remember how uncooperative you were in disarming this little bomb ticking in my head. I'm not sure if... Yep. I think Ashley's frozen for a moment. We here at Tooth and Claw are infamous for our technical hiccups. I'm going to take this opportunity.
Am I back?
There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I thought you froze.
Nope.
I thought you froze, but I guess it was me that was frozen.
Okay, so here we are now.
Okay. What happened?
I was like,
oh,
just
okay.
remember,
So you're gonna be looking around, right?
Yeah. I said, just remember if the little bomb goes off in my head that says, if a little bomb goes off in my head that makes me do something horrible, it is not my fault. And we'll remember just how uncooperative you were.
Whatever, it's in your head, not mine.
Anyway.
Okay, so what? We're looking for a bolt. Let's look for a bolt then.
All right. I guess it's time for what? Some perception checks? Or
yes.
What do you want to do?
Perception checks.
All right. Perception. 8 with 8 again. Unless you want to go with investigation.
I feel like you're not really investigating, you're more looking. So I feel like that's more perception based.
Okay. All right. So 8 with 8 again.
Okay, and Rose. Okay. So you start walking around the square, and you decide to have Rose look in the center while you look at the buildings going in a clockwise motion.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see anything in this little square, so you decide to move over to where Juliet and Nux went. When you walk over there, they're not in the area they said they would be in. Like, they're not visible, but I mean, they could have gone somewhere else because the market square it's not just like that little area, so they could have decided to go somewhere else. As you walk over towards the area that they were supposed to be in, you pass a bank, and you see on the ground a statue of a dwarf getting money out of a pretend ATM on the side of the, like, by the wall of the bank. And on the dwarf's hat you can see a bolt, and it like with your vision it glows a little.
Text everybody. Found it. Okay.
So Rose walks up to you. Oh yeah, that's the Vorclaw dwarves.
Been doing some reading up.
Yes.
Tell me about them.
I don't know. They're like these little statue of dwarves, and they're all over, and it's like a big touristy thing to take pictures of them, I guess.
Cute. Like the bulls in Chicago. Or
Sure.
cows, anyway.
So is 500 enough, or do we need to give her more? Give Dr. Frank more?
I think we're probably gonna need more.
Is Dr. Frank a him or a her?
I don't know. I've been saying they.
All right, well, do your thing, Dad.
All right. Is there anywhere around here that it looks like I would put the envelope? I mean, it's at an ATM, but I don't. Does the ATM appear to be broken?
So the ATM, the dwarf is, so it's like a really little dwarf. It's just a little dwarf statue.
Okay.
The ATM's not real that the dwarf's at. It's just part of the statue.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a pretend ATM. Like, it's really small, and there's like, it's like a little there's like a little door with little steps, and then to the right there's like a little ATM with this little dwarf, but he's got like money in his hands. He's like holding it up like this, so like you could feasibly tuck the note there, or like even between his feet and the wall where the ATM is, the fake ATM.
Okay. Let's see. Is there
You're probably going to want to not just leave the money like out in the open. You might want to wrap it in the letter.
Yeah, that was the plan. I was gonna like tuck it in an envelope and leave the envelope there. But yeah. So I will.
You could also try, like, so the little statue, it's on like it's like on a block, and the block is like into the wall. You could feasibly stick the envelope in between the block part of the whole sculpture and the wall also.
That seems smart. All right. I will wait until V comes back with an envelope of money.
Okie dokie. You wait for a few minutes, and V comes back with an envelope of money.
Perfect. Tuck the note in. All right. Zip. And making sure nobody's around, like, to see me doing it, so that some inquisitive mortal's like, oh, I wonder what the moment about. Just tuck it in there.
Okay. I'm gonna go get a cell phone. I saw a store that I can get a cell phone at, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Excellent.
Okay. While you after you tuck the envelope in, and then V walks away, you notice across from you there is a young man with, like, his hair is like gelled back. It's blonde. He's got on dark pants and like a dark button-up shirt that's like half unbuttoned. And he's like leaning against a wall, pretending that he's looking at a cell phone, but you can see he's really looking at you too.
I flash him a subtle little.
You could tell he's kindred.
give him a small smile, and we're not going to get any kind of progress until we actually step away from here. He's not just going to walk up in front of us, even if I've eyeballed him. So, I mean, without anything better to do, I'm gonna, like, God, my ectoplasmic vision's gonna be relatively useless right now because all the ghosts are gonna be speaking Polish.
I mean, some of them might speak English.
That is true. All the same, I'm gonna take this time to do a little hunting.
So while you're walking around the square, he doesn't move. He stays there, but you notice that leaning a few buildings down to your left, there is a young girl who's got like really long dark hair. She's wearing like tight jeans and a leather jacket, like combat boots. Her hair looks a little like unkempt, and she's also staring at the two of you. To your right, you see another girl. She has like purple hair, and it's up in like two like messy buns. She has dark hair, and she's wearing like a plaid skirt with like a few belts on them, and a tank top with a hoodie.
Straight up anime character. Got you.
Yep. She's also staring at you. And then you see, if you look back at the guy who had the slick back blonde hair, you see a darker skinned man who's got like crazy wild hair, but it's completely white, and his eyes almost look like they sort of glow in the moonlight. He's wearing a t-shirt and jeans. He walks over to the guy. You can't hear what they're saying. He says something, and then they both look at you.
Are these all kindred?
And the man with the young man with the slick black blonde hair starts walking over to you.
Am I near a table?
No. You're still by the bank.
Gotcha.
So he just like walks across the square to you.
Turn to face him, very relaxed posture.
Rose kind of just sidesteps behind you.
Oh, now you need me. Okay. Just meet them steadily, gaze for gaze.
Dobranoc,
Branoc.
he says to you as he walks up. You are new here.
Very.
I am assuming you don't speak Polish.
Unfortunately not. I try to make a habit of learning the language of wherever I go, but there just wasn't time.
My name is Katzbar.
Katzpa. I'm William.
The other three have also moved, and they're standing behind Katzbar. He points to the girl with the long dark hair and says, this is Marcelina. He points to the girl who has the purple hair and says, this is Ula. And this fine-looking man here is Yaurik. Sorry, Yorick. Not Yaurik, Yorick.
Cold Hamlet jokes.
Hamlet jokes. Oh.
Alas,
King
poor.
of York. Yes.
So yes. Regarding them all.
So you said your name is William?
My child, Rose.
He smiles like a really sly smile at her. You can tell he's Deva because he's got majesty on.
Yep.
And he just like kind of goes around you, holds out his hand. She puts her hand in his and he like kisses it as he like bows slightly and he says, Jesteś piękna. And she's just kind of like, what the hell? It means you are beautiful.
She's all, I know.
She's like sort of like, he has piercing blue eyes also.
Oh, I'm sure they're all the more piercing in this light. Okay, so
So he looks down at the dwarf. You know, it's going to be a while before you get a response. Maybe you would like to see some of the nightlife here.
well, I suppose it would be impolite to turn down your hospitality. That being said, I'm afraid there's a couple of members of my party who are haven't quite rejoined us yet. Would you mind waiting for them?
I mean, we could wait, but the longer you stand around here, the longer it is going to be for you to get a response.
Why not? In my pocket, I am flipping on my phone to Google Map tag or whatever, and I'm basically sending my location to,
Okay.
and I'm basically just like sending my location to Nux.
Okay. You guys don't walk very far. You just kind of walk down the street that was sort of across from the bank. Go a few blocks, make a right, and then a left, and you are brought to a building that has black windows, and in white it says One Love Music Club, like white glowing letters, and then there's like a heart that's got a bunch of like squares in it.
How Tron.
um when you go in, it's like in the basement, and it's like a kind of like factory style club where there's like the big round vents, I think they are, like on the top. There's a DJ on a stage dancing, lots of glow sticks
Girders,
and
exposed brick.
glowy lights all over. Yeah. No, I don't think there's brick. Let me look at the picture. Yeah, it's not brick. The walls are like black, but you could like the whole ceiling is exposed to all the duct work, like all the duct work and everything.
Do you like the
But
club?
it's
I
not.
love the feeling of being inside of a machine.
It's not brick. The bar is more like. Oh, welcome back.
And
Welcome back.
at least it's fast now.
That's true. The bar is more modernish. It's like the top of the bar is like, oh, like has white light. So it's like the top of the bar glows. You've got like stainless steel bar stools. And then there's like a section where you can like sit with tables, and then there's like the dancing floor close to the bar.
Light up panels under the feet.
Yep. No, there's no light up panels, but it's kind of like, it's like think like that kind of feel.
Yep.
So when you go to walk in, the bouncer just kind of nods at Kotspur, and like you guys are all allowed to just go right in.
All right. Cool. All right. Following their lead. They're the hosts.
So they kind of like walk in, and then they go sit at a table that's off to the side and looks like it's reserved, but the four of them go sit down.
All right. Follow in kind.
Kotspur gestures for Rose to sit next to him.
I am nervous about that, but it is entirely her prerogative.
She kind of like looks at you to see like, do I do it?
As you like.
She goes and sits down next to him.
Who am I sitting next to?
There is a spot next to Marcelina. She's the
All right.
girl with the longer, darker hair who had the leather jacket. Not the anime one.
Right. All right.
So Yorick, the young man with the darker skin and the white hair that's like spiked out all over, he makes his way over to the dance floor. And the girl with the purple hair, she like perches herself on the back of the couch, and you can see that she's almost like in hunter mode, the way she's surveying the crowd.
All right. So let's see that. What's the lead guy's name again? I'm taking notes.
Kotspur.
All right.
In English, it would be Casper, but he pronounced it Kotspur.
So looking around, I take it this counts as a hunting ground.
Well, yes, it does. But lucky for you, you're welcome to hunt.
So Madam President tells me.
Yes, so we hear.
So, how do you pass your requiem?
You know, this club, that club. It's a continuous party.
Suppose I could see the fun in that.
How do you pass your requiem?
Travel.
Travel far, did you? Well, obviously, you traveled all the way from America.
At least one ocean. It's refreshing to see the way kindred do things in different cities. And all the things that aren't kindred.
Well, I think I'm going to like you, William.
Really? There's like tension here, and I don't know how to play it.
I think it's because William's out of his comfort zone.
Serious. That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
This is not William's scene.
It is not William's scene. This is the kind of place I get into to like either shake somebody up or feed, and then I get back to like reading a book or pursuing a criminal or some crap.
Yep.
Oh boy. How do you have fun every night?
Was that a real question?
No, but I would ask, I gotta wonder, don't the clubs get old after a while?
Why would the clubs get old? There's so much energy here.
I suppose.
And you know, you learn all the best secrets at the clubs.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
But what do you do with them?
Well, now I know you're not that young. You know what kindred do with secrets. It's currency.
Sure. But what do you spend it on?
Favors here and there.
For what?
For
Oh, we gotta get Ashley over here for this thing. Please stand by, folks, while we get our internet sorted. Discord is in these troubled times.
I'm back.
There we go.
Sorry.
It's okay. I said, but what do you spend them on? And
Oh,
I heard it.
he said whatever you want, man. Whatever you need.
I just like to. I figure you can always get to know somebody better by finding out the things that they want.
I mean, we're just here to have fun.
Fair enough.
He turns and looks at Rose. So, pretty one. You want to dance? I mean, I guess. She likes to play hard to get, huh? He stands up and offers a hand to her. What?
Yeah, I mutter, you have no idea.
So he takes her over to the dance floor to dance. Ula has spotted her food for the night. So you're sitting alone. Both of the girls have found their food for the night and they've gone up to get it. While you're sitting there, you do see Nux and Juliet come down the stairs. They make their way over to you. What are we doing here?
The locals invited us.
For what?
Either they're trouble masquerading as party boys, or they're just party boys.
Hmm.
Look,
Well, that's interesting.
I guess. Would you two mind keeping an eye on Rose really quick while I get something to drink? I do not trust her around that guy.
Yeah. Sure, yeah, we can do that.
All right. Should I just make a quick roll for hunting?
Sure. You do see Juliet go out to dance, but she's not dancing the way that everybody else dances.
How does she dance?
It looks like she's dancing with the rhythm, but at the same time, it's like she's dancing to a different rhythm. It's more like lyrical dancing instead of like. Are you familiar with lyrical? It's like a sort of ballet-ish, but not as rigid.
Yep. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
Very flowy and
it
swoopy.
goes with it's very flowy and swoopy and like it doesn't go with the music, but at the same time it does.
Does that spark any like feeling of memory? Seeing that? I feel like that would
No.
stand out to me. All right.
It would if you remembered.
Got to keep chipping
Okay.
away.
So, you're going hunting.
Yes. I am not afraid to bust out a little dominate just to expedite things. But that being said, I will try to find somebody who, looks like they're not too drunk. You know my profile. I don't want to cause any lasting harm.
Okay. There's a group of girls that are dancing. They don't look like they're too drunk, but they're definitely a little bit tipsy.
All right. I'm going to give the mysterious Dracula eyes from across the room. See me. See me. All right. So
Do we
that's
roll for that?
I mean, if you want to. Dominate is intelligence plus expression plus dominate, meaning 12 versus their resolve. of which the average is 2.
I know.
Maybe our viewers don't.
Oh. Okay. One of the girls who's got like really long, it's brown hair, but it's definitely dyed. And she's got like totally long fake fingernails. She's wearing a really tight tube toppy kind of black dress with heels that are just way too tall. And she can barely stand in them, let alone dance. But she's trying. And she's the one who looks at you.
Just absolute. Come
She like
to
tries
me.
to like does that thing where you know where you're walking and you're like trying to pull up your dress while you're walking and then pull it down a little bit.
These poor mortals.
She walks over to you. So she's by you now.
I gesture close. Do you want to feel something amazing?
No speak Polish.
And just.
Okay. She's all like,
Because you do.
Yep.
All right. Does this lady seem like she can spare 3 points of vitae, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
She's.
So.
Yeah.
Blep, blep,
She'll
blep.
be fine. Okay.
All right. I will draw it out though. Let her enjoy it myself. As soon as it's done, and as soon as we pull back, go home. Drink water. Sleep. Make good choices.
She just starts like walking towards the door, a little more tipsy than before because you know she lost some blood.
Yeah, your blood alcohol content, it has partially to do with how much blood you have.
Yeah,
That being said, oh, go ahead.
her one friend sees her leaving and is like, "What the hell?" And she starts running after her.
I have to drink water and make good choices. I'm so sleepy.
Pia water.
Am I feeling tipsy at all?
A little bit. She wasn't super tipsy. She probably had like 1 drink.
Okay, I'm fine.
Just to kind of loosen up so she could dance.
All right. I just want to be like, make good choices. Honey, that's not a good choice. Look at your dress. Look at your heels. Look at your choice.
Look at your Juliet is still dancing weirdly in the crowd. Rose is dancing with Kotspur. They are all over each other, and Nux is brooding, leaning against a pole, just staring at the 2 of them.
I'm going to head over by Nux. Actually, no. I'm going to head out on the floor. Let's get complicated. Okay. All right. So here's a funny thing. I think dance is covered under expression, which means technically I'm really good at it.
Okay.
Should we go with presence plus expression or dexterity plus expression? It's the same either way.
I think you would want to go with dexterity for dance.
Okay, so it's 7 dice. I'm going to make my way onto the floor, and I'm going to basically sort of just politely cut in with Rose.
Okay. So your dancing is not. It's very dad-like.
Can I use a
Like
willpower
you think
point?
you've got the moves. Sure. Could say you didn't roll very well.
Give me another 3.
So what do you want to do with the? Okay. Okay, that's better. Okay. So yes, you know how to dance. You got your groove thing on, lawnmower or sprinkler, I mean. No, you actually know how to dance. You look like you belong, and you kind of just like gooch and kind of like bump him a little with your hip so that he kind of like stumbles enough for you to get in between him and Rose.
I get very close
And she
to
just
Rose.
looks at you like so pissed.
I get very close to Rose for 1 second and say, if you're serious about Nux, you should probably ask him to dance. And I turn around and start dancing with Catspar.
Oh, okay.
This is how you
Casper's just
wingman.
Casper's just like, okay.
You're not my first Ava.
He gets a little handsy with you. Catspur
Okay.
does.
All right.
Rose is still
Cool.
just kind of like, what the? And she like,
if she's looking at me, I like look over towards Nux again.
she looks at him. She walks over and leans on the other side of the pole.
Okay, I am straight up going to take Catspar's hand, spin him, and deliver him to someone else and exit the floor. Like, if I could quietly celerity, I would straight up just be by the bar.
Are you by the bar now?
Well, I'm not going to spend a blood point on celerity in a place where
Well, I
somebody
mean, are you
might be
walking toward? Well, right, but are you walking towards the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. While you are sitting at the bar, Yorick goes ahead and sits next to you. You might want to go check on your note. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. My sound is getting weird.
Oh, it's fine. Well, that was pretty fast. I don't suppose you work for Dr. Frank, do you?
No. He turns around and walks away.
Gotta love the locals.
Before you leave, Kotspar does stop you and says, so if you need anything, you can just ask for us. Probably better if you use the Polish name for what we call ourselves.
Which is?
Zagubieni. Which means the lost ones.
Okay.
We kind of look out for people here.
It's good to know.
You can usually get a hold of us through Anka.
I can relate a bit. Remind me to tell you about New Orleans.
Did you hear him say you can usually get a hold of them through Anka?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Who was the
So,
hang on. There was Catspar, Yorick, Ula, and who was the last one?
Marcelina.
Thank you.
In American, it would be Marcelina, but it's pronounced Marcelina.
Oh, yeah.
In Polish.
All right.
All right.
So,
you round up your...
Mm-hmm. Round up the coterie.
Did you tell V where you were...
Yes.
Yeah. Did you tell V where you were going?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's waiting outside for you, and she has a cell phone for Juliet.
Awesome. All right. Step outside. Oh, there you go. 21st century awaits.
She's like holding it. It's like a flip phone, one of those pay-as-you-go flip phones, and she's holding it by the antenna.
Adorable.
And she just like she doesn't have pockets because she's wearing like a long, sort of medieval inspired kind of a dress. So she just tucks it in her in between her.
I'm picturing like one of those long sweater coats, like the knit sleeve buttons at the front dress things and a shawl.
Think more lace up in the front.
Okay.
And not necessarily sweater.
Gotcha.
But it's very, very flowy. She likes to wear flowing clothes, and she would have a shawl.
I'm thinking more hippie. You're thinking more Drusilla.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So she sticks the cell phone in between, down her shirt in between her breasts because she doesn't know where else to put it.
Note to self: get purse or belt or something. Okay. Yeah. Yorick said we should go check.
All right. Juliet slings her arm through yours and walks with you.
Does this feel nice?
Well, yes. Does it not feel nice for you? Because I can take my arm back.
No. I out of character.
Oh.
Yeah. I wouldn't. That'd be so mean.
Yes. Well, I don't know, William. He asks questions because he wants to learn. Yes, he said it does feel nice. It feels oddly familiar.
I'll lean into that. Glancing back, does it look like Rose and Nux are what's their status?
They're walking next to each other.
All right. So,
which for them is the equivalent of, yeah, we're together. We're next to each other.
Fair enough. All right. Head back for the statue of the
little dwarf
in the ATM.
Okay, so you guys get back to the little statue of the dwarf, and tucked in between the like statue and the wall, there is a piece of paper. It's typed. And it's telling you to go to St. John the Baptist, sit in the 6th pew at midnight.
What time is it?
Let's see. You guys started out. It's probably like about 11 at the latest, I would say.
Okay. There's time.
Mm-hmm. Mind you, St. John the Baptist is about it's a little bit further of a walk. You have to, because it's not just like right around. You have to cross like a river and then another river to get to it because it's across the river.
Okay. Well, then I guess we better make our way.
Okay.
Ooh, I have received a few pictures from my GM of the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, and it is very pretty.
So you get to the cathedral.
We're still playing club music.
I mean, we could say you guys. No, I changed it.
Am I? Oh man, freaking Spotify, yo.
Are you not? Like I say, I changed it.
All right, I'll.
Okay. Did you got it?
Got it now.
You got it. Okay. Did you
Good
got
choice.
it? Did you get it? I can't talk today. Okay, so we'll say you dilly-dally for a little while. In about 11:15, you'll head over so that you make sure you're there on time. Do you want V to come with you? Do you want her to go back to the hotel?
I'm good with V waiting. I mean, if she, it's her prerogative.
You mean go back to the hotel?
It's her choice.
Okay. She'll go with you in case you need something.
Right. Stepping
So
in.
you get to the cathedral. It's a very tall red brick building that has like the two pillars and then like the smart, I guess, sort of Notre Dame-ish.
Yeah.
Notre Dame-ish, I mean.
Twin spires.
Yeah, twin spires. Teal kind of like peaks that reach up to the top with crosses on them. Very elaborate tan brick archway. Let's see if okay. When you walk in, it's very old Gothic church-like. Stone, arches, elaborate stonework on either side.
Gothic Catholic church in Europe.
In Europe. Stainless steel, or stainless, oh my god. What is stained glass? Stained glass window by the altar. I told you I can't talk today. Okay, so you walk in and you sit in the 6th pew. There's nobody really here. It's very quiet. The lights are pretty much dim. Most of the light is coming from candles, which makes Rose a little uneasy.
Just try to remember when it wasn't scary.
So you guys are sitting there, and at midnight, you hear the bells ring.
I'm going to take that time to just roll till I achieve success on a meditation. Cool. Uh-oh, did we freeze again? Bad time to freeze. It looks like she's, like, reading something. Oh, boy. William continues to try to teach Rose the coils of the dragon, but it is she's really good at, she's back-ish.
Hello, I'm back.
There you are. Okay.
I'm sorry. My internet is being such a butthole today.
It's okay. So yeah, I said I'm just using the time in between when we showed up, and are you frozen again? Damn it. Oh my dear. Rose is an excellent student. In terms of her intelligence, she's just extraordinarily stubborn. We're going to try to restart a call really quick just to see if we can straighten up what's going on with Ashley. We'll be back in just a moment. So hang on, don't go anywhere.
Okay, sorry guys. We're back. My internet is being a real butt. I think the router needs to get restarted, so I apologize for my internet issues. Okay, so you are in the cathedral.
Okay.
All right, so you are in the cathedral.
I'm gonna use the time that we're just sitting there to just roll
Right,
and
meditate.
re-roll meditation.
What are you trying to accomplish by meditating?
Achieve a meditative state, which gives me a bonus against. It gives me a bonus to resolve rolls. So it's good for helping me resist frenzy.
Okay.
It's
How
a,
much? What am I rolling?
oh, I mean, like I've got meditative mind 4, so we could literally just do this every round until I get it right. So,
How many dice am I rolling though? 4.
uh, it's wits plus composure. So for me, that is 4 plus 3, 7.
Okay. All right. You're good. You're in a meditative state.
Excellent. I have a +3 to my resolve plus composure.
While you are trying to meditate, and the bells are ringing to signal it's midnight, you hear the door in the back open, and a woman walks in with like a black veil over her face, and she's wearing like a long black dress. She's carrying rosary beads in her hand, and she walks up to the front, where there's like candles you can light, kneels down, lights the candle. What is your perception again?
I think it's 8 with 8 again. Scrolling up to double check. Yes, 8 with 8 again.
Okay. You notice that as she is praying by the candle, she slips a piece of paper underneath the candle that she just lit, makes a sign of the cross, gets up, and walks back out without even looking at you guys.
She seemed kindred?
Not really.
Not really is an interesting answer. She's left. Go up. Take a look at the paper.
So the piece of paper says that you can get the information that you want if you go to Kaminish in Kłodzko, Poland.
That's a lot to go on. All right. Sit back down in the pew, pull out my phone, and look up where that is and how long it takes to get there.
I believe it does not take long. I think it's like an hour, but let me double check. Okay, so driving, it would take you about an hour and a half.
All right. Going to call Nicodeme.
Okay. Hello?
Hello. This is William Ravelowe. I hate to bother you, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't committing a faux pas, if you have a moment.
What are you trying to do?
Seems my business is going to take me at least briefly to... Give me that name again.
Kłodzko.
Kłodzko?
Kłodzko.
Kłodzko. I understand that that's not very far away, but I was wondering if that falls under the purview of Madam President, or should I expect to speak to another leader and whatnot?
That's not really under any particular rule. If it had to be under somebody's, it would probably be Anka's.
Okay, then. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Road trip.
Okay. So do you want to go now? So V looks at you. I haven't made arrangements for us to travel there. You're probably going to need a room because I'm assuming you won't be back before the sun comes up.
On one hand, it'd be wiser to just wait out the night and go tomorrow, but same time, I don't know if we have time. Can you look really quickly into seeing about last minute reservations and possibly a quick cab to get us all over there?
Uh, sure. So actually, the place that they said in the note, it's actually like a little. It is a hotel. So let me see if they have any open rooms.
Hmm. See if there's a reservation for Ravelowe already.
Okay, so V steps away to make a phone call. And she says, so yeah, there is actually a reservation for you.
Okay. Sounds good then. All right, then all we need is a car.
I can get us a car.
Excellent.
So V actually is able to call a cab company.
I had a feeling.
Do you want her to go with you? Do you want her to stay here at the hotel here?
Everyone is
so
welcome.
that she has like access to the internet and things. She could be your guy in the chair.
That's true. I mean, yeah, that should work. Okay. Yeah, she can wait here if she's so willing. Does everybody want to come?
Yep.
All right. Road trip.
Okay. So someone has to sit in the front seat next to the cabbie.
I'm willing to do that.
Okay. So you sit in the front. Juliet makes sure that Rose and Nux are sitting next to each other.
She is so healthy, Polly.
And you drive through the streets of Poland to Palak Kminich. I hope I'm saying that right.
We're doing our best. To
It's
any
probably
potential
Pawak, because there's a slash across the L, so it's probably Pawak.
to any potential viewers from Poland, we're doing our best, and we mean it with all respect and love.
Yes, I'm actually Polish, so I definitely mean it with respect and love. Okay, so you pull up to, after about an hour and a half drive, you pull up to, it's like a gray, here, let me send you a picture. It's like a grayish blue building about 3 stories tall. The roof is a slightly darker gray than like the actual building. Plenty of windows. It's more countryside than city out here.
Pleasant, if exposed.
There are some lights on, mainly for the lobby, that you can see glowing in the distance. The car pulls up in the front in the driveway, like the gravel driveway. There are other buildings around, so it's not like completely farm, but it is definitely a little exposed. So, a young man comes and opens the door for you. You guys didn't bring any bags, but he says, "Please follow me." I am assuming you are Mr. Ravelowe.
Same.
He takes you up to the second floor to a room. The room is very like white and beige colored. There are two big beds. The curtains are beige, but they're like heavy so that they can block out all of the sunlight. In front of there's two windows. In front of them is a table. Sitting at the table is a woman with dark black hair. It's pulled up in a tight bun. She's wearing a skirt suit, pinstriped skirt suit, with a white button-up shirt, slightly unbuttoned at the top, and red heels, stiletto heels. The room smells very clean. Once you're all in, the gentleman closes the door behind you. William Ravelowe?
Dr. Frank?
No. She stands up, walks over to you, and extends her hand with her long, pointy red nail-polished fingers.
I have the distinct impression she's going to take some of my blood somehow with this handshake. But I take her hand.
She doesn't. My name is Kasia.
Kasha.
I work for Dr. Frank.
An enjoyable enterprise, I hope.
It has its perks. So, please sit.
Do so.
Nux, Rose, and Juliet just kind of like sit on the edge of the bed so that you can sit in the other chair.
All right. So
She pulls out, there's a briefcase on the floor, and she pulls out like a leather portfolio, opens it, and puts a piece of paper in front of you. Dr. Frank is willing to help you, but she does require something in return.
truly.
She would like to be able to have access to the notes that you find.
I was under the impression that she had the notes herself.
No. The notes have been lost, Mr. Ravelowe. Surely you should have known that.
Lost doesn't mean it hasn't been found in the interim by another party.
No, it's very hard to find them for some reason. But we are told that you have certain skills that might help in that area.
Well, that just sounds cinematic. Well, my employer didn't mention anything about exclusivity, so I can't imagine it being too much of a problem.
She brings out a pen. It's an old-fashioned ink pen. But then she also hands you a small, like, switchblade. Dr. Frank prefers things be signed in blood.
It's a little melodramatic, don't you think?
Binding.
Dr. Frank is Invictus, then?
Frank is not necessarily put into a category.
Thief of all kinds of secrets. Well. Looking over the contract as I'm very slowly drawing some blood into the pen. Contract, I assume, is simply worded?
It's very simply worded because Dr. Frank wants to make it known that Dr. Frank is not trying any tricks. So I mean, it's basically just says that that you have certain protections by working for Dr. Frank. That as long as you don't break any of the major rules, that assistance will be given to you should you find yourself in danger. Um, that that your job is to find the notes, that Dr. Frank will give you information on where they can be found, but once you find them, in exchange for the protection that Dr. Frank is offering you and the clues that Dr. Frank will give you, you have to let Dr. Frank see them. Not keep them. Dr. Frank just wants to see them.
Fair. I look up and say, it doesn't say she or he gets to
Dr.
keep
Frank.
them. Dr. Frank doesn't get to keep them. I assume they will
No.
be turned over to me in all good condition I bring them.
Yes, the doctor will actually look at them in front of you and hand them right back so that there is no funny business.
And this contract comes to its termination upon delivery and return of the papers. Yes.
Yes.
All right then. Has Frank already signed it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, now we've lost Kevin, and he's back.
And I'm back.
Wow, such a day for the internets today.
A day.
A day. Okay.
Saturdays.
So,
All right.
the woman takes the contract, puts it in the portfolio, sticks it in her briefcase, stands up and says, "Well, you're probably going to need your rest for tonight. So, you will get your clue tomorrow morning." She stands up and walks out.
Look over at the others. Well, this is surreal.
So, who's sharing a bed with who?
I look over at Juliet and say, how about a little walk?
All right. And you guys go out for a walk. Sorry, I was just checking the time.
No, it's all good. Yeah, you tell me when you think it's a good dramatic moment, because we're right at that perfect time.
I know, we're right at that time.
So I am, as we step outside, just wanted to give them a second to sort out what they want to do.
Of course.
You're very supportive.
Well, I want Nux to be happy. Don't you want your friend to be happy?
All of you to be happy. I just figure I'll know where I fit into an equation once all the pieces have settled where they are.
That makes a lot of sense.
Also tends to leave me with the leftovers. But water finds its level.
And sometimes I hear leftovers taste better than the actual food when it's first cooked.
So they say with pizza. I'm sorry. I have a constant sense that I should know you. And I'm embarrassed that I don't.
Well, I don't think you should be embarrassed. It's not your fault. And hopefully, soon you will know me.
I'm really looking forward to that.
She reaches out and touches your cheek and says, I think we should go back in. She drops her hand and grabs yours. Nux is not much of a talker.
No, he is not.
Okay, you head back into the room and you find that Nux and Rose have decided to take the bed closest to the door. So you and Juliet are sharing a bed.
Well, that solved itself. Are we right around sunrise?
Yep.
Alright.
Nux and Rose had made sure that the curtains were completely closed.
Cool. All right. Well, draw the curtains on the 4 posters just in case. Cannot be too careful.
Yep.
And double check that the restroom has, like, in case of emergency, we can all just pile into a bathtub, stuff a towel at the door, and okay, gang.
Yep. You're good.
And settle down.
Juliet just lays back and she folds her hands over her stomach and just closes her eyes.
I've got, like, one knee kicked up, and I'll have a book open until I pass out.
Okay. And that's where we'll end it for today.
Nice.
So we are almost out of time anyway.
That is almost a perfect landing. Well done.
Thank you.
So
Okay,
thanks
well,
for,
so thank everybody for watching.
and especially on a day that's not our usual.
Yes.
That is totally on me.
We apologize. There were some unforeseen issues that needed to made us have to postpone or reschedule. So we apologize, but thank you for joining us, even though it's not our usual time. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. The links are all below.
Subscribe to the things.
Yep, subscribe to those things. Also, we have a YouTube channel so that you can catch up on anything you've missed. And we started doing highlight reels, so it's easier to catch up, so you don't have to sit for 2 hours catching up per episode.
Not that
So
seems like
check
a
out the
lot. Please also bear in mind you can catch our sister show, Jerry
yes.
at Twitch.
Jerry at Twitch. It is every other Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that is on a different channel, but I believe this channel hosts it.
Yes.
And I think the next time is not this coming Tuesday, but the following. So
Yes.
that's like the 7th, July 7th. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks again for watching.
And don't forget our next episode.
Our next episode
is not tomorrow, but the Sunday following.
July 5th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Back to our usual time. Kevin will be running. I will be playing.
Witness the ghostly horrors of Seattle.
And thank you to all of our, the scars and our stars. Thank you to all of our artists. My sister, Sarah Turkowski, for doing our TNC logo. My bestie friend, Lindsay, and Kevin's girlfriend, Lindsay, who put it all together. Sorry. I can't, for some reason, my brain is just mush today. And the characters on the side was done by Heidi. So thank you to all of our artists. And of course, special thank you to Erica for doing all of our tech.
We love you, Erica.
We love you, Erica. And have a good rest of your weekend, everybody.